What's up, everybody? Welcome to the 15th episode of the Hall of Nerds podcast. I'm Nate,
I'm Brandon.
I'm Carson.
and unfortunately, Matt can't be here with us today, so we're still rocking the threesome. But let's go ahead and start it out with rapid fire. We each put each other in the hot seat. We ask each other questions. We just got to answer them truthfully. I'll go ahead and go in the seat first.
All right. What underrated character deserves their own run, and who do you think should write and illustrate that series?
Ooh. Do they have to have never had a run, or just like
No,
doesn't have one?
I mean, doesn't have one right now.
Martian Manhunter.
Perfect.
Martian Manhunter. He's only had, I was looking at this literally the other day. He's only had like 2 or 3 runs ever. They were short. Like he's had, like that were Martian Manhunter titles and stuff like, you know what I mean? So I think definitely him. Who should write it and who should draw it? I'm gonna go with, just off the top of my head, I'm gonna say Mark Waid and Jim Lee, just because I think both of them can write anything and draw anything. But
that would be a masterpiece.
I do think Jim Lee's kind of darker, glossier style would work really well with Martian Manhunter. And like I said, Mark Waid can write anything.
I think Mark Waid could also handle that like identity complex that he has with like not knowing who he is, you know?
Facts.
And yeah, he only had like pre New 52, he had like one run, and post New 52, he had one run.
And it's been a long time.
Yeah. It was like 2014 was his last like solo run, and then he had like a little mini series, I think, that was like out of continuity. Yeah.
We need a new ongoing.
I agree. That's a great pick.
Nate, if you were to choose 2 Marvel villains and move them over to DC to be on the Suicide Squad, who would they be?
Ooh, interesting. That's really tough to bring him onto the Suicide Squad. I'm gonna go with Deathstroke. Or wait, no, I'm tripping.
Oh yeah.
I'm tripping. I was thinking the other way around for some reason. Let's go with, I'm gonna say Lizard, because I just think him and a potential Killer Croc or King Shark team up or whatever would be really interesting and funny to see. And then let's go with I'm gonna go with Green Goblin. 2 Spider-Man villains, but I think he would be a great leader to that team.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I think his, like, he would contradict Waller a lot, and I think that would be interesting to see.
Definitely.
He would definitely have a plan that would like throw hers off the rails 100%.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. My first thought was Shocker, but if you bring Shocker, Spider-Man's coming because he'll chase him to the end of the earth.
Shocker.
End of the earth.
Coded. That was a tough question.
Oh. All right. Who would win in a fight? A grizzly bear or a silverback gorilla?
Silverback gorilla.
Why?
They're just unbelievably way too fast and strong. Grizzly bears, I mean, this is such a lifelong debate that it is tough, but I've always argued for the silverback. I just think it lands one punch, and whether it's in body or head or anything, the bear is internal bleeding and it's going to die. Like the amount of just pure sheer strength and speed that a silverback gorilla has. The only thing that I give to the grizzly bear is the claws. If he is able to like get multiple like serious swipes in, then you're screwed. But the silverback, I think if he just gets a hold of him, or if he just lands a couple strikes, so unbelievably strong, it could just literally rip its arms off.
That's true. So, yeah, that is the only defense it has really is the claws. It all comes down to who gets the first hit.
Silverback gorilla, high diff.
Okay, out of any franchise, comic book, like anything, who is the definitive superhero for you?
The definitive superhero for me. Oh, that's tough. It's got to be Superman. He's not my number one favorite necessarily. He's number four. But when it comes to like just being a superhero and what I think it is to be a superhero, it's either Superman or Spider-Man. But I just think overall, I'll give it to Superman.
Yeah, I would pick the same.
W.
I even he's not even in my top 10, and I'd probably say Superman too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they go. Is that
Yeah.
two for me? All right, bet. Who's up next? Or I'll pick Stu. You're next. And I'm
All
gonna
right, bet.
ask you. I have asked Brandon this in the past, but I want to get your insight on this. Who is your favorite comic book character that has not been adapted into live action?
That's really tough. But I gotta say Wally West
Yeah.
because I don't count the one from the CW Flash because that's not Wally.
That's Wallace
Yeah,
more.
Wallace.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think they
So yeah, I
I
would have
think they
to.
tried to make it Wally, but
Right.
then like
Exactly.
and then eventually they're like, never mind, that's Wallace.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, that's totally valid. We
That's who
definitely
I was thinking. I was thinking through all the people. I was like Nightwing, and I was like, wait, Titans. And I was like Red Hood, and I
Yeah.
was like, wait, Titans. And I was like, all right, Wally. That's probably what.
For me, it was Blue Beetle until recently. But
Yeah.
I guess
My
yeah,
second choice would probably be the Question. I think that would be
nice,
fire.
nice. Just like my comic book question, I also would say Martian Manhunter, even though he technically has been live action, but it was for
Yeah.
like 5 seconds and it doesn't
No, he was
track.
in Supergirl. He was in a big part of
Oh,
Supergirl.
facts.
Oh,
Facts.
damn,
Yeah.
He was
I
actually
Facts.
completely
really
forgot
good in
about
that
that.
show
Yeah, no,
too.
Big
that was
facts. He
actually
was. It was a good
I
actor.
liked that. Yeah, damn, I completely forgot about that.
He was also in Smallville, technically.
You're right. Yeah, he was in
Damn, you're right.
Smallville.
Okay, yeah, never mind. Not
And
Martian
Blue
Manhunter.
Beetle was in Smallville too. So
Facts. Yeah.
Damn,
and
you're right.
Zatanna and Doctor Fate, bro. There's just
And
everyone.
Bart,
And yeah, Bart and
Bart,
Hawkman too.
Green
Or,
Arrow. That was our first live action Green Arrow.
yeah.
Superman was barely in it though. Like
Yeah.
Clark Kent and Kal-El was in it, but Superman rarely was.
Yeah. We didn't get a Batman though. No Batman, but he was in the comics, the Smallville like
Yeah.
crossover comic.
Yeah.
That was cool to see. All right, Stu. Who outside of the Bat family do you think would make the best Batman?
Mm.
That's interesting. I'm gonna have to go with Ryan Gosling.
I. Mm,
Jensen Ackles.
Tom Holland.
can they be Marvel or just strictly DC?
Either one. Just who do you think would make the best Batman outside the Batman? Actually, you know, stick it to DC. Just in the DC universe.
I would have to say Green Arrow, in my opinion.
All
That's
right.
who I
Like,
yeah.
yeah,
Nice. Yeah. I'd say it's between like him or maybe Ted Cord, but I think
Ted Cord.
Ollie has that darker side to him
Right.
that he can
Yeah.
strike fear
Plus
into people.
the physical attributes
Yeah.
are more there. With I was also
100%.
thinking Mr. Terrific as well.
That would be
That's a
fire.
good one too.
Yeah.
That is
That's
a
a
good
hard
one.
question.
What about this is interesting. Before we move on to the next one, what about Lex? Lex Luthor.
I don't think he make a.
If he
I don't-
wanted to like be good.
Oh, then yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
Does he have the combat to do that though?
I think
Yeah.
so,
I don't think he's not
Really?
he's not like on Batman's level, but he's like
Right.
And that's not
trains.
saying he couldn't learn. I'm sure he could probably
That's facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
learn it.
But yeah, that's fire. Let's see, Stu. This is a good one. What is your favorite hobby outside of reading/collecting?
Going to the gym
Nice.
easily.
Nice.
For them gains.
Respect.
Yeah.
We go, Jim.
All right, we were actually just talking about this before we got on the pod, but hypothetically, the current Titans team is upgraded to the Justice League. The whole roster is moved. They are now the new Justice League. but you still got to have a Titans in the DC comic universe. What's your 6-person roster for that new Titans team?
Ooh.
Okay. As much as I don't want it to happen, I wouldn't make him the leader, but I would probably put Damian on that team. It would either I feel like Damian or Tim. You could put Tim on that team as a leader, but I feel like there needs to be a Robin on the Teen Titans. And after that, it gets kind of hard. I think I would put Aqualad Calder still on that team. Wallace would be on that team.
Nice.
Miss Martian, I would put on that team. And then I think I would take a couple of the Young Justice characters like Superboy and Impulse and put them on the Teen Titans team.
Impulse and
Okay.
Wallace would be nuts. Dude, that's
Yeah,
good.
that would be hilarious too.
How about though?
Yeah.
What if you
I thought that
swapped?
was Blue Beetle. I was thinking Blue Beetle the whole time.
Yeah, that would be dope. But what if you swapped one of the speedsters for Boom, Jay's new daughter?
Boom, that'd be
Yeah.
fire. That
Well,
would be
that would
fire.
probably be good for a Teen Titans.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to think like older,
But what
a
about
lot of
what about
these
older characters.
Shazam?
Yeah, he should be a
Shazam,
Titan.
I mean,
100%.
yeah, but at the same time, I feel like he shouldn't be on a new Titans team.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel
kind
like
of
he
too
should
late
just
for
move
that.
to the Justice League with like Nightwing and them and be
Yeah,
on
that's
like
fair.
that team.
How
Yeah,
old
it's
is
kind of
Billy
too
now?
late. I think now he's like
Got to be like 17, 18,
18. Yeah,
Okay.
I think
something
Yeah, so
like
at this
that.
point,
He's
just
got
move
to
him
be
over.
right.
Yeah. Okay. Is that wait? I don't even know. Am I asking?
My
You
turn.
asking? You're asking. Or your turn. Okay. Hmm. In your opinion, what are the top 5 most iconic comic book characters of all time? So not necessarily your favorites, but top 5 most iconic.
Well, I think Superman, Batman, Spider-Man are always going to be top 3,
Yeah.
no matter who you are. Like those are, and then after that, you kind of get into just like who are more iconic for you, I guess. I think Wonder Woman is also just as iconic as the
Nice.
rest of the Trinity, you know.
Yep.
But number 5, trying to think of another Marvel. I'd probably say, I want to say Wolverine, but I'm kind of leaning towards Hulk. Is probably more iconic than Wolverine.
Yeah.
Because you could still have the X-Men without Wolverine, but Hulk is just its own like big
Yeah.
thing. Like how many
That's
of us were
true.
walking around going Hulk smash like as a kid?
Yeah.
Like probably
Yeah.
every kid ever.
That is
So
true.
I'd probably go Hulk as well.
That's yeah. I think I don't know if I could disagree. I think maybe the only other person I think that could maybe you could argue for is Iron Man, strictly because of RDJ and the MCU. Like that's
Yeah.
like as far as superheroes are concerned, comic books and movies and everything, RDJ's Iron Man is like as like iconic as it gets, but it's hard to put Iron Man alone up there when his comics are.
Right.
Yeah. I was thinking Thor too. Thor's pretty
Thor.
iconic as well, yeah. But I think
that's solid top 5. And the right top 5 in my opinion, but
All right. Brandon, if you were to choose a new trinity of current DC characters, who would be that trinity and why?
who would be my new DC Trinity? All right, so assuming that the Titans are now the new Justice League, my new Trinity is going to have Nightwing. 100% Nightwing is part of this new Trinity. Now, I also think if we're, these are going to be your 3 characters you're going to build your universe on at this point. You need your grounded, you need your space, you need your mythological. I feel like that's the 3 points of the DC universe. Grounded, I'm going Nightwing. Space, I'll probably go Starfire. Because especially if you're using the Titans, and I think mythological, honestly, Raven. I think you could build a lot of stuff around Raven and Trigon. I mean, they've done it for forever, but there's always more to explore with like the underworld and stuff. And then Starfire's backstory is super interesting with her being like sold into slavery by her sister and all that stuff, and her wanting to protect all the planets and people from being put in that same situation. I think that would be a really interesting Trinity to see.
That's interesting for sure.
Yeah.
And then I think a follow-up to that Trinity, like an after that, would be the new Trinity with Damian's Batman Trinity, and then John Kent's Superman.
I'd like that.
I think
that would be cool.
That would be the third
Bring
iteration.
it back, but it's still different. Yeah, that would be dope. I can't really think of who else I would put up there. Just because I would want the universe to be kind of like built around them. I think I would maybe include um Wally, but
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I feel like if I were to swap anyone you said, it would be Starfire, and I'd put Wally. Because
that's
or
fair.
Raven
Yeah.
as
but then you
a
don't but
Trinity member would be sick.
that would be. But then like you mentioned, then you kind of if you take out Starfire and swap for Wally, you kind of lack that space aspect.
Yeah,
So I
Yeah.
just thought
definitely.
about what if I mean it's definitely not going to happen, but like what if Boy Thunder or Thunderman becomes more important to main continuity and throw him in there space, dude. I
That'd
love
be
that
sick.
guy. He's
That'd be
so
sick.
sick.
You could do Kyle Rayner's Green Lantern because he was
A Green
technically
Lantern
a
would be
Titan.
too.
That
A
That
would
is
be
Green
sick.
true.
Lantern would
I
be
actually
dope.
just finished reading that story with him as a Titan, and it sucks that it was only for like what
I
6 issues,
know,
and
bro.
then he's
I
just gone.
know.
It's like this was
Hmm.
so entertaining, and kind of
Yeah.
him and Donna kind of had a thing. Like they didn't, but they kind of did. Like
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, almost
Definitely.
lost the camera
All
there.
right. Do I have another question or do you have two
Yeah.
each? All right.
I have one more.
What is what is one movie that everyone hates but you will defend with your life?
I feel like there's an obvious answer that I'm just blanking on because Stu made a face. I don't know. I was gonna say Spider-Man 3, but not everyone hates Spider-Man 3. They just think
Yeah,
it's
I
the
mean not
worst of the
everyone,
trilogy.
but like
Right.
Yeah. Um, Quantumania. I love but that's the thing again. That's because I'm a big Ant Man fan. So it's
yeah. No, that's fair.
like I love Ant Man in the
No,
MCU. So anything with Paul
I
Rudd, I'm gonna love.
I
I'm
thought
not
you were
mad at
gonna
that.
say. I thought you were gonna say the
The
Flash. That's
Flash,
why I
yeah,
made
that's me
that
too. That's
face.
why I
Okay, but
asked you that. You're
see,
gonna
I'm
say
not
that, and I
gonna
was gonna be like,
defend the
no.
Flash saying it's like the greatest because I can acknowledge it's a bad Flash movie. I just like the movie. You know, it's the
That's
same thing with
fair. Yeah.
BVS. I think it's a bad Batman Superman movie, but I like BVS. You know,
Yeah.
so
Fair
I don't know if
enough.
I defend those in those aspects, but when it comes to like defending the whole movie, besides like Statcher's horrible line delivery, I think Quantumania was good with her like emotionless dad. You know,
Yeah.
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 I mean, no, that's fair. To each their own.
yeah. And Love and Thunder, but we're gonna skip over that.
All right. Okay. If you had to choose a new power and a new weakness for any Marvel character, who would it be? And what would the power and weakness be?
My first thought was Superman and giving him something other than kryptonite, but I think I don't know, making him weaker is just kind of like, what's the point, you know? Like we've already seen him built up and broken down so many times. There's just no point in doing that anymore. Um, honestly, I like what they're doing with Bruce, and I think that mental weakness is really doing a lot for his character, like an actual like mental aspect. But they're already doing it, so I don't know. Um, Martian Manhunter, actually, yeah, I think I'm gonna bring it back to Martian Manhunter. I think a weakness he should get is he should get like that identity like complex type of thing where like he doesn't know who he like really is or who he wants to be, and it's kind of messing with his shape shifting, you know, and like who he wants to be as a hero. I think that would be interesting as like a mental weakness, but like as a new power, give him the ability to control fire. Give him the
Yo,
ability to control
That'd
fire.
be
fire. Let's
Yeah,
get
something.
the Martian
That'd be
Manhunter run
something.
right now.
yeah,
We
right
need
now.
that run right now.
And
That
then
would be so
I think
sick.
that would work really well with the whole identity thing because he knows he's from Mars. He knows that he's supposed to be afraid, but like he has to learn to master it and not be afraid of the one thing he was told to fear his entire life.
That
Bro,
would be
get
sick.
me on the book right now.
That would be
Yeah.
super dope. That would be
Uh,
super dope. Is that, did we all
Was
go?
that six?
yep.
I think so.
Okay.
All right.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So the newest episode of Gen V came out, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah. No, that shit was insane. It was intense.
Yeah. Spoilers
Intense.
ahead for anyone who
Yep.
hasn't
Definitely
seen
big
it.
spoilers.
Yep. Skip this segment if you ain't seen Gen V
Yeah.
episode 6.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Soldier
Iron
Boy.
Man dies.
So I was
Oh.
talking about. I just wanted to talk about freaking Soldier Boy.
Dude,
No, dude,
that
that
whole
was
scene
sick.
with him was hilarious.
Hilarious.
Everything
I was
he
cracking
said,
up.
bro.
That shit was funny. I overall, dude, no, the whole or episode was just a straight up like mind fuck. Like I was just
Yeah.
like,
Dude,
wait,
no, yeah, it
dude,
felt like an episode of Black Mirror,
low
dude.
key, dude,
Like,
the part where when they're like traveling throughout or Kate's like mind and memories and then all their other memories, pretty much the whole episode. But like
Ooh.
when they're in Andres or whatever, and then like he sees Golden Boy and he's like, no, no. And then when
Golden,
Golden Boy
dude.
goes, when he's sitting there, he goes, I miss you. I literally was watching it by myself. I literally was like, what the fuck? I literally said that out loud alone. I was like, dude, wait, he just,
Dude, it
dude,
was
that
so
shit
cool
had
because
me.
it furthered the plot, but it also like dove into like all their like psychological aspects. Like we got to see a lot more of Kate
Yeah,
and why she did
dude.
what she did. And now I don't really hate Kate much as much anymore because like I
Mhm.
completely
That's
understand why she did.
facts.
What
Just
Facts.
another
But
victim
yeah, when
to
it was like
whatever,
on,
the Dean.
Jordan, when Jordan was like talking to himself or her themselves,
Dude, that was a
and
dope
yeah.
scene.
That was crazy.
and they were
bro.
like, "You're a coward," and I was like, "Dang, this is just intense."
Yeah, no, it was intense, dude. I will say that whole sex scene between Emily and Sam, I didn't need to see that. That was weird.
Nah,
Why are we gonna be
nah.
showing? Why are we showing boobs and dicks in the entire thing? But then you're just gonna have some weirdly covered up. Like that was unnecessary in my opinion. But that's just me
I
with all
agree.
sex scenes. I don't fuck with sex scenes. They're just like
I agree.
they pull me out. The second that started happening, I was just like all right, bro. Like, let's move on. But I also thought he
Yeah.
was maybe gonna kill her during it. Did
Dude,
any of y'all think that?
I still think she is.
Dude, I
No,
thought
but like
Sam was
during
gonna
that,
kill
like on
what's
accident.
it, Kate, bro. I thought he was gonna kill her for like
Oh.
I really thought he was gonna kill
There's
Mhm.
too many little foreshadowing moments with the puppets. He's going to go insane and kill Emma. I'm telling you.
I could totally see that, and I'm totally
and
down
then
because I do
everyone's
not
gonna
fuck
have
with
to
her.
team up to stop him.
I do not
and-
fuck with Emma, so I'm down for that.
her. Dude, I'm
Wait,
thinking like
don't rock with
he
Emma?
might have
Dude, I don't rock with Emma at all.
what?
Y'all rock with
Emma's, like,
Emma?
one of the
No,
best
she's
Emma's funny,
characters.
bro.
No, she's like a cool character. Yeah.
hilarious.
Bro, I find her so annoying.
Yeah.
I find her so annoying. I'm just all right, bitch, we get it.
What do we get? I'm confused.
Bro, she's just 24/7 complaining. 24/7 complaining.
Once again, Maurice Powers got an even bigger boost, bro. She brought
Dude,
her
when she-
heart
yeah.
speed, bro. Like her
Bro,
heart rate
she
up.
has
That
some
was
Well, that's
she's
what
going in the 700%.
what's her name? Shetty. That's the counselor's name.
The dean
right?
or
the
whatever?
princess
Yeah,
Dean, yeah.
yeah.
That's what she said. She was like, she's so much more powerful than she even realizes.
Yeah,
So
nah, bro, she's about to. I think she's joining the 7.
she could literally kill like
Yeah,
anyone with just
yeah.
by contact. Like she could just blow
After
anyone
that
up.
second season comes out, bro, she's
I think
believing
and
the
I
show
think
to
she's
go to the boys.
joining. I think she's gonna join the 7 strictly because Vought is going to understand the threat that she can like have against Homelander and against all the other 7 and everything like that. And so because of that, they're gonna try and like get her in and corrupt her before she can stop them.
Speaking of threat to Homelander, the virus.
Dude,
Yeah.
that
The
was
virus.
nuts.
Yeah,
Yeah, at the end,
bro.
she's like, "See if you can make it contagious."
It's contagious, and it just
bro.
ended, and I was like, bro,
Yeah.
really?
Dude, Genevieve is
Yeah, we're getting 8 episodes, right? And we're 6
Yeah,
in.
yeah,
it's only 2
Crazy.
more.
dude. Sam is.
Dude,
he's
when
on
he
some
was
other
ripping the
power
Muppets,
level.
I know this was the episode before and I missed the
Yeah.
episode, but when he was just ripping the Muppets apart,
Yeah,
bro, and then
Dude,
it like went
that
back
shit
to
was
like
insane.
normal.
no, insane.
That was
I've been absolutely loving Gen V. It's been going insane.
honestly, I need to start watching Loki before Gen V because I've been watching Gen V first, and it's made me more disappointed in Loki just because Gen V has been so good.
Dude, I feel that. Loki. I mean,
You feel Loki?
Yeah. I was just gonna say that, but then it's like, yeah, Loki is low-key not as good. No,
Yeah, no,
put
yeah.
that one together.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
Low-key
Yeah.
though. It's low-key. But
Is-
no, I
wait.
mean, I think this was one of the better episodes this season, in my opinion. But like I'm excited to rewatch it, like when it's like in a year or two or something, because I'm like, each episode, I'm like, this just got even more insane,
Yeah,
even more
I
lit.
think
Like
I'm not like a
Definitely.
film bro who's gonna be like, oh, the pacing, but like the
the
pacing,
pacing go
it's so
crazy, bro.
good. It's
I'm the
so
type of
good.
fool,
Yeah.
yeah, like with pacing, whether I'm reading a comic or watching a show, watching a movie, I want shit to go down and I want it to advance now. Like I'm not saying we need to have
Yeah.
fight scenes 24/7 or anything, but like I want the plot, I want things to happen and like things to advance.
It
Every
feels like each
every
episode
episode,
it starts a little slow, gets up, and then the next
and
one
then it's just
gets more
yeah,
faster. Like
dude, it's
every episode.
crazy. It's crazy. I couldn't tell you where they're going with it. I mean, obviously
No,
they're like
no
trying to
idea.
control or kill Soups. That's all I got.
I think we're definitely getting like a Homelander in credit scene at the very last episode. I feel like he's gonna pop up at the end
Dude,
for sure.
I hope so. Because
I
when does Boys
think
season 4
somebody
come out?
else is gonna pop up. I think that Jeffrey Dean Morgan's character is gonna pop up at the end.
I wonder who he could be though. Like I haven't read enough of the comics, so I'm not
I
haven't read
but
any of
think
them.
they confirmed who he is, but I don't remember what it was.
That is gonna be dope.
the question is, are they gonna join the Seven, or are we gonna get Starlight and Huey recruit and like Butcher recruiting them to the other side? You know,
I don't know. I don't know.
that's interesting.
I
That
mean,
would
and
be dope. Because whoever gets Marie
um,
is winning, bruh.
Soldier Boy's still out there too. Like
Yeah.
he's not dead,
Yeah.
and a lot of
Well-
people think he is dead.
Well, I was kind of curious about that because he died in the thing in the mental space. Like
Wait,
in Kate's
oh,
mental space, he
in-
got like zapped and died. And
That
that
was
but
was
he
just
wasn't
her
there.
memory of him.
That
Yeah, I
was her
know.
imaginary friend.
yeah, no, but just because that other dude, the like kid, that adult that looks like a kid,
Yeah, but
that was with he like
his
actually
mind
died.
actually went there. Yeah, because it was his real mind. It wasn't Soldier Boy's real
Okay,
mind.
okay.
The
I see
fact
what
that
you
they
mean,
never
yeah.
address that kid is now in a coma and like brain dead.
No,
Yeah.
he's dead. Dead. Like
Well, no,
they
that-
said, if you die in there, you die in the real
Oh,
world.
well, but his main body was still outside.
Oh, really?
thing.
I
So,
didn't
yeah.
even see that.
Well, they didn't
I
show it as
never
one thing. So
noticed.
if his mental like self was in there, that means his physical self was still in that room with Kate. So
But
he just
if her-
died
if
in
her
there, and
powers-
they just left his body in the room.
What if her powers are like that crazy to where like he actually thinks he blew up in real life and blew up? You know,
That could
like
be
he just like
possible.
I mean, yeah. Speaking of Kate's powers, Kate as well. Same with Marie. Like, there's levels to that shit. She's OP as fuck. Like, there's gonna be even more power. Like,
Andre is going to
crazy.
get a power upgrade.
Dude,
For sure, he's the
I
weakest
hope so.
one right now.
Yeah,
well,
he's
I don't
definitely getting
know.
it.
I'm
Yeah,
a little
actually,
bit confused on what Jordan's powers
dude,
are.
I don't. Is one of them like fast and one of them strong?
Yeah, that's
So,
my thing.
like dodge.
Yeah, the guy version
But then
is
there's like the,
durable
like-
and strong, and then
That
the girl
like
version
force
is
too.
fast and has like force abilities. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, the dude version doesn't have that.
No, it's when they switch, they get different abilities. So the guy version is strong.
Oh,
That's
see,
why
I never
whenever
put that together. I never put
That's
that.
when
I was like,
they get shot at, they switch to the guy because it can take the bullets. And then when they need to like push someone back, they switch to the girl to like use that force ability.
I
mean,
that
it's
makes
definitely
that makes
interesting.
their power so much more lit. Because
Yeah,
I never
like-
put that together. I assumed that it was just like they kind of just had
Yeah,
the
dude.
like the
at
natural
first-
enhancements that Asup does, so he's just like physically fast and strong, and then that his power was to be able to switch. And I was like, that
Yeah,
kinda
at first I
sucks.
thought like
But then the
maybe-
blasts, I was like, what the hell?
maybe like the mom like put the V inside of her and they were like twins. That's what I thought at first. And like they came out as one person that can switch back and forth, but I understand it now.
Ooh, that would have been interesting. Yeah, no, yeah, that is super sick powers. Now that I know.
Yeah.
But is there anything
Well-
else Gen V wise?
I don't think so. I think I got all
I'm
my
good.
theories out the way. Well, the first issue of Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong came out last week. Everyone read it?
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
What are our thoughts?
So much better than I imagined.
Yeah, I thought it was
Yeah.
really good.
Like,
Not a lot happened, but like I can see where they're going.
agreed.
Right.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to like, not that the writer, whatever, Brian Buccellato or whatever, not that he's a bad writer or anything. He's fantastic. I've loved a lot of his work, but just going into it, I was like, Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. This can't be very plot heavy, like
That's what I
story
was
driven.
thinking.
It's got to just be action, punch, which I'm down. Don't get me wrong, I'm down.
Yeah.
But at least from the first issue in, yeah, like so much more like plot driven than I was expecting, and I was like,
with Superman
I'm
trying to propose and
yeah,
like
dude. I was like,
all that
Yeah.
stuff.
this is awesome. Yeah, I really
And
enjoyed
I
it.
was really confused. I was confused as how they were going to bring Godzilla and Kong over, but with
Same.
Toyman and the Wishing Stone or whatever, it makes a
Mhm.
Yeah.
lot more sense. And I definitely think they're going to be controlling Godzilla from Skull Island, because like Toyman was very emphasizing, oh, these big toys.
Yeah, these big
So I
toys.
think
These
he's
big
going to
toys,
use that as a way to control them and to fight Superman and stuff like that.
I could see
But
that.
they got to nerf Superman because
That's my thing. Can't
Well,
Superman
yeah,
just
'cause-
one shot him?
Right. Yeah.
I think that's why they
and
started him
Supergirl's there
earlier.
too. Like Supergirl, like if they're both hitting him at the same time, he's
Well, like,
dead.
I feel like could Superman not just literally fly through him? And then
They probably
like what
boosted
Captain
Godzilla's
Marvel
power.
did to Thanos ship in Endgame. I feel like he could literally just do that. So I feel like something has to happen to Superman in this next
Okay,
issue. That's
wait
like
a
they're gonna
minute.
lock him away or like something where like everyone else has to deal with it. Because I feel like Superman would get that shit done in a heartbeat, bro.
He's too big of a plot. Like he's too big of the part of the plot to just lock him away. What if the Wishing Stone has somehow left magical properties on Godzilla as a way to kind of weaken Superman a little bit? Because it
Bro,
is
it's
a
got, like,
magical Wishing Stone.
Kryptonite, freaking breath.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Toyman
And
has
Superman
infinite
dead, bro.
possibilities with this stone.
Dude, that would be nuts. Like he roars kryptonite
Yeah,
into
that's
like
what
or
I'm
like
saying.
a green flame. That
Yeah.
would be fire.
And just straight like
Oh my
body
god.
Superman. Like
Yeah.
first
And if they
page
bring
issue
in
2.
Kong to help fight him, probably.
Dude, that go nuts. That
Yeah.
go nuts.
That would be super sick.
Okay,
Dude,
but I'm riding if I don't see Wonder Woman riding like one of those kaijus using her lasso.
Dude, facts. That would be sick.
Awesome.
But dude, the panel where Gorilla Grodd with King Kong, bro, he was like, yo, he was hyped, bro. Gorilla Grodd
was like,
he was
dude,
so
It
hyped.
was
He thought he
awesome.
just saw the god of
Yeah,
gorillas.
he was like, yo, no way, bro. He was so hyped. I totally fair though. I feel like if I was a sentient gorilla and I saw another one
Yeah.
and he was huge, I would have been like, yo, it's God.
Yo, my father's home.
Yes. No, that's super. I loved that. But overall, a lot of fun.
Pretty good, and it's only 7 issues, so I'm like worried how they're gonna fit. I know, like you said, it's probably gonna be very action heavy, but like I kind of hope we still get more of that story. 7 issues.
I'm
And
curious.
he
I'm
better
just curious to
propose to
see.
Lois.
Yeah, I know it's Godzilla versus Kong, like Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong, but I'm really hoping they introduce a bunch of bring in a bunch of the other monsters and stuff too, other than
Yeah.
just Godzilla and Kong, which I would assume because we already see some of them in that first issue.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, great first issue. I can't wait for the next one.
I agree.
But speaking of current comic book stuff, there's also the Gotham War going on right now. Catwoman 58 just came out this week, and that was the most recent issue for that. We got 2 more issues in the next coming weeks. But what are your guys' thoughts on where we're at so far?
I love it.
Me too.
Anytime you got Vandal Savage coming in to be the big bad, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I think issue 58 of Catwoman definitely like pushed it forward for me in a lot of ways,
Mhm.
especially like Vandal Savage being like a bigger threat than I thought he was. And I really like what they're gonna do with Jason. I no longer think like he's gonna die. I don't see
Dude,
it
when
happening
he saved
anymore.
that kid, that was awesome.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was awesome.
I don't see him. I don't see them doing.
I think
that
it's
anymore.
pushing him to be a better character because like it introduced this fear that he had, and yet he's pushing through that fear
Yeah.
to be a better person.
That was so
I think-
cool.
Yeah.
When the kid was like,
I-
I'm scared, and he was like, it's okay, I
Yeah,
am
bro.
too. I was like,
And
damn,
the
that
Gotham
hits.
War actually makes sense now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
because all the villains now have all the Batman tech.
Yeah, we originally
Right.
this whole
Crazy.
time we were thinking the Gotham War was Batman versus Catwoman, but it's actually
The war for
Bat-
Gotham.
Yeah.
Like,
Bat family
what-
And, like,
versus
spoiler
everyone
though,
else villains.
I read the synopsis for Batman 139. I don't know if any of y'all read the
I haven't
synopsis
yet.
for it.
yes.
So apparently, Joker is coming back in 139, but the Gotham War will be over at that point.
Yeah,
It is
Uh-huh.
not, and Zur-En-Arr still hasn't fully taken over. So we're still
Yep.
not at the peak of the Zur-En-Arr stuff yet. I thought it
Yep.
was going to happen at the end of Gotham War, but it's just going over.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think it's like issue 140 or 141. The A cover, I think, is them
Yeah.
split in half, and it's so
Dude, so
fire.
sick in like January or something. I can't
Yeah.
wait for it. But I'm definitely glad that at least it seems like we're kind of getting over the whole Batman versus Catwoman crap, and now they're
Yeah,
about to get back
definitely.
together and team up to fight every villain,
And
I guess. But
I don't
Hopefully they'll
know.
actually get back together.
seriously, dude,
Yeah,
please, like in this last issue in 58, when they're like, they were so in love, bro. I was like, come on,
yeah.
stop fighting,
Yeah,
be in
especially with
love.
Batman and Robin happening right now, to have Batman and Catwoman like putting
With
Damian to
yes,
school, and yeah, I'd be
dude,
like, please
yes,
just let them be a family.
yes. I
I
hope that
don't. I
happens.
don't
I think
remember if it was one of you saying this about like Red Hood being a failsafe for Jason, but I think that's a very high possibility.
Wait, what
Inch.
do you mean?
Like him getting like his own like failsafe slash like his own brain thing to where like he isn't Red Hood anymore, since Bruce messed with his head, but that comes out at certain points.
Like
And like
Red
wants
Hood
Okay,
to
is
kill
his
similar to
Zeranoff.
like Zur, yeah,
Yeah.
so they're gonna be. You think they're gonna remake his character? Maybe give him like a new alias, a more heroic
definitely.
Dude,
alias, and
I
then
really hope
Definitely.
so because I
give him
love
that
Jason
struggle of
Todd.
Red Hood coming back.
Yeah. I
Yes.
really hope they do something like that because I love Jason Todd, but in my opinion, it's just been the exact same thing for ever since
Under
like
the Red Hood.
yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
since he
Yeah.
died.
He's just never developed. And it's just like, all right, we get it. He's like an angry dude and let's move on. Like
Right.
Yes,
And it's also
100%.
a problem with like Batman and Bruce moving on too. Like that
hmm
needs to happen so he can fully move on as well.
Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah, but Batman's never gonna forgive himself for letting Jason die. But the
Yeah,
problem is
Yeah.
Jason has never forgiven Bruce, and that's where we need to
right.
get. Like it's okay
Exactly.
for the father figure to like never forgive himself. But if Jason just keeps on and keeps on, like there's never going to be any of this development between their characters because
Yeah.
he's
I
just going to
think
be constantly.
yeah.
I think
I
at
think
the end we
something
should get that
similar.
moment where Jason's like, "I forgive you,"
Yeah,
Dude,
similar
I
to
want
like Dick
that.
Grayson and Bruce
Yes.
and
in
yeah,
Nightwing
In
I think
100.
100, a
right,
similar
Yeah,
moment.
exactly,
Just like about
bro.
that
and
I think
father-son moment and
and
that
I
true
yes.
love you, Dad
bonding.
moment. That's what I think Zdarsky's doing. I was talking to him at Comic Con, and I said like, I think the Bat family is a very integral part, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm trying to pull that back." So I was like, "It doesn't look like it." So you're like you're hinting towards something happening. So
Dude, I
I
would
think
love that.
they're slowly bringing. They did it with Tim in Failsafe. They did it with Nightwing in Tom Taylor. They're doing it with Red Hood right now. They're bringing the Bat family into the Bat family. I think
But
that's what, and they're making people think it's being thrown away and pushing them further away, but it's really bringing them closer because all the struggle.
Yeah.
I think there's a pretty high or fairly high possibility that the whole Jason and Bruce talk similar to Nightwing 100 might go down in this next issue.
Very
Like,
Yeah,
well
Red Hood
I mean,
number
it
two.
could.
at the
Yeah.
very end of this, Catwoman 58 and stuff, when Catwoman's like, we all got to get it out, all three of us, like, we got to tell the truth and talk it out right now. And then the villains pull up. So it's like, they didn't have time to do that yet. So maybe
Mhm.
them getting it all out and talking it out, and maybe we get something
Imagine,
like that. I
imagine them
hope
like
so.
talking it out while they're fighting. Like they're just talking to each other,
Dude,
like while
that would be
fighting all
super
these villains.
sick. That
That'd be
would be
so
super
cool.
sick. And then like when it ends, yeah, they like embrace or something.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That
I
would be cool. Them kicking butt together and then like also talking through their feelings. Because how else is the
Right.
Bat family gonna talk it out without like
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
some
Exactly.
villain
I
butt?
think yeah,
Yeah.
especially the contrast between how Dick and Bruce spoke and like embraced each other in issue 100, and then like I think that would be perfect like representations of the characters and relationships with Bruce if Jason has that very same conversation, but instead of over Alfred's gravestone and like a very emotional personal thing, they're straight up fighting while having that conversation. I think
Yeah.
that would be so cool.
The
I
only
wanna
thing is,
I
even if
wanna
they do
see
forgive each other, what happens when Joker comes back the very next issue? And then now Joker's introduces a villain right when Red Hood and Batman are good again. Now it's like, oh, Joker's right back in between us yet again.
Yeah.
the thing is though, I feel like Jason will be completely different because of what Bruce did to his head. Unless he
Yeah.
undoes that, which I don't think he will.
I mean, either way, I mean, I'm excited to see what happens.
All right, but moving on to what we talked about briefly a little bit ago, Loki episode 3 dropped, and it was a masterpiece. I loved episode 3.
It was sick. It was
That
dope.
was pretty good.
I think I liked episode 2 slightly more, just as far as like I just liked all the Loki shit in episode 2 so
That
much. It was
yeah,
so cool. But no, this episode was dope.
Dude, Miss Minutes is a freak.
Dude, for real, bro. Dude,
Bro.
that shit when her Miss Minutes and Renslayer or whatever were like fighting over Kang, I was like, or
Nah,
Victor
bro.
Timely, I was like, bro, y'all being way
Nah,
too weird
bro.
right now, bro. I was like, y'all got
Dude,
And then when he got back to
Miss
the place and
Minutes
she like
was
morphed onto the
dude
mannequin face and
going,
like,
dude,
I want to
bro.
be a real girl.
yeah,
I was
that
like,
was weird, bro. That was
That was
weird.
yeah.
She's
But
gonna
I saw
go menace
a
mode.
theory that said that like Renslayer could possibly be a version of Miss Minutes. I don't think that's true because in the comics, I'm pretty sure she's Kang's love interest, Renslayer.
I think
I'm
so.
pretty
Yeah.
so like I think that's what they're gonna do
I
still.
think that's what they're doing too.
But I'm interested to know what her secret is because I think her secret is Kang wiped her memory and she was always with like Prime Kang. Like she was actually married to him or whatever. But he wiped her
That would be
memory.
interesting.
Yeah, I mean, because I think that's something similar to what happened. Like that's similar to what happened in the comics. I think.
Okay, this episode was
I think so.
mad confusing. So let me get this straight. Renslayer was going back in time to make sure that He Who Remains Kang made the TVA in an attempt to recreate the sacred timeline to get rid of all the branching. Is that what was happening?
Yes,
Essentially,
because
Yeah.
Victor Timely is not He Who Remains. He's just a variant. And so she was trying to like restart the TVA from the beginning to
Basically
where
try-
that never
yeah.
happened.
And like turn him into the
He
Into-
Who Remains,
yeah,
so
He
that
Who
we could go
Remains.
back to the sacred timeline.
But all
Yes.
I'm saying is every episode just furthers my theory that Ouroboros, there's more to that dude. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, like he's the key to everything.
Mephisto. He's Mephisto.
He might be Tom Holland.
Bro, honestly,
Tom Holland.
honestly, is anyone else kind of annoyed with Sylvie at this point?
Oh, I hate her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate her.
like I freaking loved her in
Pissed
the
me
first
off so
season.
much.
I hated
Like-
her last season. I've never liked her.
Really? I liked her in the first season, but she just keeps
I'm
coming
not a
out of
big fan.
nowhere. It's like, oh, I'm gonna kill you now, and it's like, bro, just get over it. Like you're doing the same thing in every single episode.
Can't
Yeah.
okay, hear me out. Just hear me out. Loki's can change what they look like, correct?
Yeah.
Can't she just go back to her branched reality and morph herself into a little girl and just go live her life?
I mean,
Yeah.
essentially, probably,
She
But the
should
thing is,
morph her
her-
freaking haircut back.
bro. That haircut, bro, it's so
Fucking
bad.
atrocious.
She's rocking the
atrocious.
mullet, bro.
Yeah.
Brutal out here.
Well, you gotta
bro.
think of the time period, though. Like it kind of makes sense.
I
Yeah, but
also
Nah.
heard,
but
like,
Loki said her timeline was in jeopardy of being destroyed.
And
so
she
she's
still don't care,
trying-
bro. She sucks.
Yeah, she's just like, well, like I want to save my timeline, but at the same time, I want to kill He Who Remains.
She
so,
just
like,
wants to kill everyone and end everything. And she's just like, all right, we get it, Sylvie. You gotta chill. But finally,
Oh.
at least at the end of this episode, she like doesn't kill him and was like,
right.
you better
Dude,
not
when
make me
she
regret
knocked her into
this.
that like
But-
area, I was like, oh, she's stuck at the end
Did
of
you
time.
guys hear
Yeah.
that
That
other
seemed like a
theory
good idea.
that her manager at McDonald's could be Mobius as a kid?
Dude, that would be crazy.
That would be nuts.
That would be super crazy.
Interesting.
I've heard about that. But no,
they
the whole
definitely
thing-
have to go into Mobius's backstory a little bit
Oh,
because,
Even-
especially with
at
how
least-
emphasized they were on, I don't want to know my backstory, you know.
Dude,
So it's going to be
he's-
something crazier than we think. It's not just going to
Dude,
be some kid
imagine
working
he's
at
like-
McDonald's.
I think
Yeah, like-
Mobius, I think he's gonna just have like an absolutely like super perfect textbook happy family life. And like it's
and he
gonna be
left, like,
really
his fam-
yeah, and it's gonna be like really
That'd be-
tough. Like he's gonna like
what
for
he
him to
said.
realize. Yeah, because he's like, I don't want to because yeah, it's gonna be like he had like a wife and kids, like happy family, nice
He
house.
said I could deal with it if it was bad, but like, what if I was happy?
Yeah,
you know, that's what he
exactly.
said. That
Yeah.
it would like be difficult.
That would be so hard. Yeah, that would be terrible.
I
to
think
find
you're
out.
definitely right there. And I think like maybe his job to like support that happy, average family was selling jet skis.
Dude.
I think that's a possibility.
Yeah, it was just
And
like
that's
your
why he had
the
that. He
American
had, like,
dream,
had
like,
Dude,
that.
just
that's why he had it. Yeah.
yeah. I think so, and I really hope we do get to see something like that though.
So,
But but for me though, like when you were talking about when she knocked what Renslayer or whatever into the end of time, I don't think that was a good idea even in the slightest.
I'm very confused on that because isn't she technically like out by the loom? Technically, like isn't like if that were to blow up right now, she dies too, right?
I think
Because she's at the end of
so.
time.
Yeah, I think so. But the way I mean, sure, Sylvie and stuff like killed He Who Remains and everything, but like still like all his shit is still there. It's like I just feel like
So
that was
And the
not a
guard
good.
dog. Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
exactly. I
wait,
was
they
just like,
killed
that
the
just
guard
wasn't a
dog,
good idea
or is
to
it still
bring her
there?
there.
it's still
I don't
there. They
remember.
just enchanted
Still
it.
there?
Mm. But
So
I'm just
wait,
saying, like,
the loom, if the loom explodes, it doesn't destroy all time, right? It keeps it from being controlled. It completely like
So
makes it. Could that
okay, so
lead to Secret
the
War?
loom is going to explode, bro.
yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean
100%.
if that's what has to lead to Secret Wars. If that's how they're gonna
But
do
the thing
it.
is, it's too early. We still have what 3 years before Secret
But
Wars.
we don't know, like Loki technically takes place out of time. So like we
That is
don't know when that
true.
actually happens.
That is true. Yeah, and that exploding could create like catastrophic events across all of like time, leading to the incursion that's happening
Dude,
at the end of Doctor
these
Strange: Multiverse of Madness
yeah, and
that
these
he gets
Deadpool
pulled
3
away
rumors
for.
are seeing and more likely
Did you
to
see the
happen.
theory? The Marvels. There's a what looks like an incursion in the background of the poster of two Earths colliding. If you go look at the poster, I saw a video on it. So could the end of Loki possibly lead to all these incursions that happening at the end of Doctor Strange in the Marvels, and that's all these incursions that are going to lead up to Secret Wars, the different Earths coming over, like stuff like
yeah,
that.
That would be interesting. That would
very.
be
I haven't seen that
I haven't seen
poster.
that. I'm gonna have to look later.
Yeah, facts. I like literally haven't even something Captain Marvel comes out. I'm like, yeah, cool. I don't care.
I'm watching. I already got tickets for opening night,
Yeah,
but that's just
I'm gonna
because
go.
When does it come
Yeah.
out?
November 9th.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn, that's soon already.
Yeah, I'm
I
hyped
mean,
for it.
I'll go see it, but just because I feel like I have to.
Yeah, if you want to understand everything else after,
Exactly.
especially with like Spectrum and like Miss Marvel's powers, what they're doing with theirs, like it's gonna be
See,
important, you
only two
know.
reasons I'm going. Plus Nick
Yeah.
Fury. 3 reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hope to like maybe get
purely
anything like
photon slash
something.
Spectrum.
I just
Yeah.
want
Oh yeah.
hopefully something in in this new Marvels movie, like kind of like fixes or like makes what happened in Secret Invasion a little better.
Yeah,
I
and
agree. Yeah,
I hope it ties into that end credit of Shang-Chi.
I think they're gonna
Like she
redeem
was
Captain
Yeah.
there.
Marvel's character a
Yeah.
lot better. I think from what I saw from the trailers, I'm thinking Captain Marvel's actually going to be a character that I'm going to be able to stand seeing on screen now.
Dude, I
Because
hope so.
I couldn't in the first Captain Marvel, could not stand her. Infinity War or Endgame, whatever, could not stand her. But I'm thinking in this movie, the way it's looking, they will do a little bit more work on her character and like will actually be able to like.
Well, yeah, because originally the new big three of Marvel were gonna be Black Panther, but then Chadwick passed, and then Captain Marvel and Spider-Man. So now I'm thinking they're
Mhm.
still gonna do Spider-Man and Captain Marvel, but I don't think they're gonna reuse Thor. So I think they're gonna put Doctor Strange in that third spot.
And make him the person who sacrifices himself at the end of Secret Wars. Yeah, that's probably what's
Yep.
going to happen.
Yep. I think
Because
others will die if they're like. There's no way Hawkeye is making it out alive if he's in those movies.
no.
No, don't kill him.
Oh, Hawkeye's
Bro,
dead. They're gonna
dude,
when
but
they do
like,
their soft reboot, they're gonna bring over all the young Avengers
yeah,
and they're
Just
gonna
let him
recast all the
retire.
old Avengers.
Just let him retire for real. But I guess we've seen multiple times he won't retire. So
right,
yeah,
exactly.
he'll
I
always
think
come out.
Hulk may possibly die. Thor is definitely gonna die. Chris
Oh
Hemsworth
yeah,
is gonna be done.
he's done with it.
Yeah.
And then yeah, like you said, Doctor Strange is going to be the Iron Man moment, sacrifice
Right.
it all.
If
If it's
think
not
so, too.
him,
That makes
if it's
sense.
not him, it's going to be Thor. Those are my only two picks. Those are the only two logical picks.
I think I think the death in the first in Kang Dynasty is going to be Thor. That like how how Infinity War had like that one death that stuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's going to be that moment Thor, and that's going to drive everyone in Secret Wars. And
yeah, that I mean,
it makes sense because especially with what Kang said in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, are you the one with the hammer? Have I killed you before or whatever?
Okay,
True.
about that though, I still like the theory that he is talking about Captain America because that time traveling suit
Yeah.
looks like an Ant-Man suit. I do,
And
and he had the
they go to
hammer.
the way they time traveled was like through the quantum realm.
Yes,
so-
yes, and there's a very high chance Kang was just like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" Whoop, and pulled
Yeah.
him out.
I think
Or
that
pulled him down.
I love that
technically.
theory too. I think that'd be really cool. But any more Loki theories or stuff? All right, let's get into agree to disagree. basically, y'all know the segment. We're just gonna be stating statements, and we're gonna agree or we're gonna disagree. See what kind of arguments we can get going. I'll go ahead and start with. We kind of already talked about it, so I'll go ahead and say it. As of now, Gen V is better than Loki season 2. 3, 2, 1.
Both great. They're both doing
Both
good.
great,
And
yeah.
he's just so much more engaging,
Right.
I think.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'm not even gonna lie. Loki season 2, it's been good, but like when it comes out, I kind of have that like, oh, all right, I gotta watch Loki tonight. Gen V comes out, I'm like, I'm watching that.
want to
I
watch
need
it.
that now. Like
Yeah.
the episode ends, and I'm like, bro, I need the next
Yeah.
episode
I'm not even
now.
gonna lie.
We're
I
like,
wasn't even gonna watch it if it wasn't for the episode today. Like I was gonna watch it, just not like today. I was gonna wait like
Yeah.
till tomorrow or whatever. But Gen V, as soon as it dropped, I'm talking at 3 a.m. I was in there watching it because I had to see what happened next.
dude, it's
Oh, yeah.
crazy. And like literally, like it's one of the first shows in a long time for me that like the episode I watched the recent episode and I'm literally like, bro, I cannot wait a week. I need to know what happens. Or like Loki
Exactly.
ends and I'm like, dang, that was cool.
Yeah.
And then like,
I
all
will
right,
say it. Seth Rogen is one of the best things that's happened to the superhero genre in a long time, bro. Gave us, and he's
Yeah.
producing Invincible,
Yeah.
The Boys, the Ninja Turtles movie he produced, and I don't know what he's gonna do next, but I'm hoping we get a Green Hornet like revamp, like let him produce the
dude,
Green Hornet,
that would be dope.
please.
That'd be
That
fire.
would be dope. That
Yeah,
would be dope.
and Spawn's coming out soon. He's not doing that, but I'm hoping Spawn. But it was supposed to be Jamie Foxx, but I don't think he's doing that anymore. So I guess we'll see.
Huh.
You can go, Stu.
All right, but before I go, I want to say Jonathan Majors would make a killer Spawn.
Honestly, yeah, 100%.
I don't know anything about Spawn, to be honest.
I mean,
But
he
he's a
looks
great
like
actor, so
Yeah,
got
here-
like the
yeah.
build, yeah,
right.
and
All
that
right,
struggle,
but-
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good, bro. Okay. The Fantastic Four and the X-Men should be pushed in the MCU as the main teams after Secret Wars.
100%. Oh,
3,
crap.
2, 1.
I forgot it was the green.
Wait, you agree? Brandon agrees?
No. Sorry, my bad.
Whoa.
No.
Oh yeah, 100%. And they
Facts.
should have been from the jump.
Yep.
Yeah,
Thank you. I was just
agree.
gonna say that. But, well, yes, but with what they did end up giving us, I'm glad that we got what we got.
Yeah.
But now let's do X-Men and
If
Fantastic
the
Four.
Foxverse, the Fox Sonyverse would have been Foxverse would have been moving forward, we would have gotten Fantastic Four and X-Men as our main thing.
Definitely. 100% agree.
All right. I know a lot of people want to know the answer to this one. The beef between me and Stu is fake. 3, 2, 1.
What? No.
100% scripted, not real. all fell for it.
scripted.
Yeah, we were plotting and scheming behind all y'all's backs.
Crazy, honestly.
Yeah. Every single video each one of us posted was sent to the other one prior to posting.
I didn't know
no
that.
surprise.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's funny.
We were like, oh, well, should we post this one first and this one next? And you post this one and I'll make a response to it. Yeah, it was all
dude,
scripted.
it was funny.
It was fun though. That was a fun little thing.
It was.
But for everyone who was team Stu or team Brandon, thank you. If you were team Nate, you're a loser.
Nah, Team Nate, everyone know Team Nate out here on top. But let's go with. This is interesting, and I'm really curious to see what you guys think about this. The Flash movie does to Barry Allen what Man of Steel did to Superman. 3, 2, 1. Yo, Brandon agrees?
Not in the same sense that it did to Man of Steel. I think Man of Steel, it completely butchered his character, whereas in Flash, it portrayed the wrong character. It was way more Wally than Barry. It was a different portrayal, but not a bad portrayal. Whereas Man of Steel was just a bad portrayal of Superman.
That is 100% true. I think the portrayal of Barry was as bad as the portrayal of Superman? Definitely not. But I do think it was not only just a bad performance and a bad portrayal, I also do think it did tarnish his character in certain ways and
I
do
agree.
things that his character just should and never do. Like,
Yeah, I think Superman it completely missed the point of Superman. Whereas
Yeah.
even if you like it's not Barry, but like that's still the Flash. Like it still can be like no, it's not gonna you're not gonna look at that version of the Flash and go like, oh, that is not like the Flash. Like
Okay.
it's a lot
I
more
do.
I think
do.
I can say this. I think I could say this. I don't think there's anything in the movie that contradicts it. But Man of Steel is a worse movie because of the scene with his dad in the tornado.
Dude, yes, 100%.
There's nothing in the
I was
gonna
Flash
say-
movie that is
Yeah, I was
that
gonna
in
say,
the
nothing-
microwave isn't even close
Yeah.
to the tornado scene.
I
But
think I think the worst they did Barry Allen in the Flash movie. I think the whole thing was they did Barry too dirty in the whole movie. But I think the worst they did him was at the end of the movie when he doesn't learn the damn lesson.
Yeah,
And he makes the
I
exact
agree.
same mistake
I
again.
agree.
And he does the exact same. That's
Right.
just so stupid, so ridiculous.
Right.
okay,
But
wait,
it's
no, I think
not-
that's
but
the
it's not
one thing
nearly
they got right
as-
about Barry. That is the one thing they got right about Barry was that he makes the same mistake over and over
but
again.
not that one. Going to do the like in that situation, like because in the comics it happens and he doesn't do any stupid shit like that where he's like, let me save my mom, but then kind of fuck around with some other shit. No, because he learned I have to put it back to normal.
Right.
I have to put it back to
Yeah.
normal. Not
And
put
see,
it back
like,
to
the
normal,
thing
but
is,
this like
exactly,
that's so
and
dumb.
with that, like he can't even always get it back to like normal. It's always
Exactly.
a little different. So like he
Yeah.
should know, like he should understand that
Yeah.
shit's gonna be different when he goes
Yeah.
back because it's
And
already
then-
happened.
But like my main point with that was that I think that is the singular point that is worst, that they do bury the worst in that movie. There's plenty others, but that doesn't even compare to the pocket scene. It doesn't compare. That shit.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care that you don't like any situation. He should have saved him, and any Superman
Dude,
ever would have saved him.
any situation.
I don't
Honestly,
care if
The
and,
best
like,
part about his death is that it's out of Superman's hands.
Yes.
that
yes.
there's a million different things he could have done, and no one would have known.
No one would have
But
saw
even
him.
if they
No
did
one.
know, he reveals himself as Superman like 5 minutes later in the damn movie in real time. That scene is ridiculous.
I agree.
There's a whole-
Making Pa Kent die from like a disease is 10 times better. A heart
Yes.
attack.
Dude, there's a whole ass tornado going on, and Pa Kent's out here acting like everyone's paying attention to him. Like, oh, everyone's watching us right now, so everyone's gonna see what happens. Hell no, everyone's booking it from the tornado. But Superman is Superman. He could have done it in super speed and no one would have even looked. Or he could have just casually waltzed his ass over there, walked over there,
Yeah.
grabbed him, walked back without even using any powers.
Another thing, in the time it took him to stop and go like this for 5 seconds,
would have been safe.
He could have
ran.
got the dog
He
and
could have
brought
ran.
it back.
He could have ran, dude. He could have booked it. He's not
Stupid
that
scene,
old of a
terrible
Pa
scene.
Kent.
100%. And he didn't even try to book it. He was just like, all right, I'm just going to die.
That
Like, if
might
he would have
be-
tried to run and the
He just
tornado got him,
accepted
Yeah,
it.
all right.
Stupid. I
But,
think
like,
that's
he was just like,
he wasn't
nah.
stuck. Like that's a single-handedly worst scene in all of comic book movies.
Yeah.
I think
But-
I can't think of one worse.
Who's up next?
Is it?
We were
is it
talking
my
about
turn?
Flash. Yeah,
The
I think so.
Man of Steel hate on the way.
Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire is the best live-action Spider-Man film. 3, 2, 1.
Dude, you are not going to believe it. My next one was actually Spider-Man 2 is overrated. That was actually my very next one.
What's
So
the
now I
best
gotta
live
come up with
action? What's the best
I gotta
live
come
action
up with another
Spider-Man
one.
movie?
Yeah, what is your
If you say anything other
preferred
than No
best?
Way Home, you're wrong. Come on.
Probably Noel.
All right. I respect.
The
that.
only
That's fair and respectable.
That's
I don't think it's
and
right,
TASM 2, I didn't put one just because Green Goblin sucked. So
Bro, TASM 2
Absolutely. I agree with that. When people say that, like that is one of my biggest problems with 2002 was all of Harry Osborn and Green Goblin, Norman Osborn, all of that.
it's
Everything
not
else
fair
was
to say
pretty good.
take it out and it would be a good movie because it's still part of the movie. But like if you look at everything else, it's still a really good movie. And the emotion,
Yes.
Yeah.
like
I
the emotion
agree.
and the
minus the parents shit.
The parents
fair.
shit, yeah, that's
It was
gotta be
just
Like-
unnecessary. I
Like
even forget
that
about
ruins it.
was
That
unnecessary.
ruins it more for me than the
Right.
Harry Osborn. Like,
And-
yes, that's an absolutely terrible Harry Osborn Green Goblin, but at least it like is a Harry Osborn Green Goblin. Like this whole parents thing, like this just doesn't exist. What are you doing? You know what I mean?
I feel like since they did the parents thing, I feel like they shouldn't have cut out the scene with his dad coming back. That is some of Andrew Garfield's best acting ever in that
Oh, the
one
deleted
cut
scene. Yeah.
Oh, with
Yeah.
the dad. Yeah, I watched that.
Yes.
That's really good.
But like, I mean, that would have been a good scene, but like, it was just been, in my opinion, at least, it just would have been stupid. I'm like, what are you doing here? You're dead.
Can we agree
Like,
Yeah.
Cat 2 had some of the best visuals of any Spider-Man movie?
oh, 100% the TASM
Definitely.
movies in general, one
Dude,
and
the,
two. Yeah.
the
Visuals.
Electro on the building, and he's like
Dude.
paused.
Yeah.
Dude,
The
that
final-
scene
Dude.
was fire.
When
Dude,
she was
yeah.
falling through the clock tower and the little hand came out of the web,
Yeah.
I was like,
No, that's one
there's
thing
no
Sony
way.
Yeah.
definitely gets. Sony get the visuals right.
And
Yeah,
Andrew
that's for
Garfield, the best actor that we've gotten that's played Spider-Man. Like they're all good, but
Spider-Man,
oh,
yeah.
Best,
yeah,
well, like best
Andrew,
actor, I think that's fair. Yeah.
he's probably one of the best Marvel actors we've gotten. I wouldn't say like the best,
Oscar
but probably
Isaac.
top 5, easy. Him, I
He
think
is a great actor.
RDJ,
He is a very
Oscar
good
Isaac.
actor.
Yeah, like
In
But dude, there's
all
some-
of
I mean, we
Marvel,
got-
though, like
yeah, it's like
you
we got
got
Salma
Tom
Hayek.
Hiddleston, Christian Bale,
Selma Heimlich, Angelina
Like,
Jolie is
yeah,
up in
Hugh
here.
Jackman.
Yeah.
no, I'm not saying the best actor like from all their other careers. I'm saying inside of a Marvel movie, he has some of the best acting.
No, that yeah,
As-
I'm with you on that.
As
Spider-Man, 100%.
Spider-Man solely, I agree.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of his Peter Parker.
That's
It's
fair.
good acting. It's good acting.
Yeah,
but I
It's good
think-
acting,
and that's
yeah.
not his acting problem. It's like
Yeah.
the writing.
Right, it's just the writing. Yeah, no, I get that.
I really enjoy his like attitude as Peter Parker, like the way he acts, like especially in the scene in the first movie. I think we've mentioned this on the pod like 10 times already, where he's like catching his uncle's killer and he like pulls out a knife and he like gets on his knives and he's like, "Oh my
Yeah.
goodness,
No,
that's a
the body
knife."
action, the body acting is next level from Andrew.
Yeah,
in these
100%.
movies. It's next level, and it really shows. In No Way Home, he outshines the hell out of Toby and Tom in that movie.
Oh,
in my
100%.
opinion. But
I agree.
who's up?
I agree.
Oh, it's me. Well, since my next one got taken, all right. For all my Justice League Unlimited and Justice League animated series fans, Batman and Wonder Woman make a better couple than Batman and Catwoman. 1, 2, 3.
Gonna get hate for this, but dude, that show made me fall in love with them together. I feel like they were perfect. But
I don't
after
hate their
reading
relationship
comics,
whatsoever.
I do agree that Catwoman it's better, but that's only in comics, in my opinion.
That's fair. Yeah,
In every form of media, the bat and the cat belong together.
I agree. I only did that question because I know a lot of people are very split on it, and because of Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, Batman and Wonder Woman are like a good couple together, which I do like them together. But him and
Wonder
Catwoman's
Woman?
whole like Bat Cat struggle is so entertaining.
This is all I'm saying. Wonder Woman, get your own mans. Clark is Lois's, and Bruce is Selena's. Get your own mans.
And Aquaman is freaking Mara's, and like, bro, she
Get your
run
own
into the whole
mans.
squad.
I'm sorry you were born into a like race that only has chicks, but
Hear
you
me
gotta
out.
find some dudes.
Her and Martian Manhunter would be a crazy couple.
I
Be
like Martian
interesting.
Manhunter and Hawk Girl. I like it from Snyder's Justice League.
Dude, I really, really wish they would just put Green Lantern and Hawk Girl together in the comics and call it good.
I think
For all, I don't care. Nate's gonna hate me for saying this, but I loved Barry Allen and Jessica Cruz together.
no, I don't hate that. I mean, I
mean,
want
like,
Barry with Iris
Almost
always,
as
but
much as Iris.
for-
Like they were it was so good to see because I don't know if you've read Rebirth Justice League, but they were like a big
Mhm.
thing, and they even
Yeah.
met their future kids.
yeah,
together.
they're kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I think it's dope. Since it never really ended up being anything like, yes, like in that alternate time they have kids and stuff like that, but in like main continuity, since it didn't end up becoming like ever like a real lasting relationship, I like it too. But Iris and Barry they're my favorite comic book couple. I think they're like the definition of like,
I don't know. Irish is always she always just seems like a copy and paste of Lois, though.
yeah, that's fair. And I think that's totally facts, and that's why I say Barry and Iris are my favorite, because Clark and Superman or Clark and Lois are definitely my favorite, low key, but Flash is my favorite. So I just,
That's
you know
fair.
what I mean?
It's basically the same thing, but you like Flash more. So.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
That's fair.
Exactly. It's just, journalist shoddy that's dating a unbelievably OP dude.
That's probably the only one too. I'm sure there's like 20 other superheroes who are dating a journalist.
Well, isn't
I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. I mean, MJ at one point was a journalist. I mean, in the Spider-Man game, she's a journalist, and Spider-Man's obviously Spider-Man.
that is true.
Trying to think. There's definitely way more.
Definitely. But
Vicky Vale and Batman at one point were a thing.
That's
I don't know. We could be sitting here talking about this all day.
Yeah, seriously. All right. Am I up?
Yep.
Sir.
Single issues are the superior form to both collect and read. 3, 2, 1. What is your guys' preference
I
for reading or
I
collecting?
understand why you like single issues, and don't get me wrong, I love going to the comic book store once a week, every single week. But I feel like I can read I like if I haven't read a story, I hate like reading it and then having to wait a week. It's like I view that as like TV, to where like I view like a graphic novel as like a movie where I can read it all or like watch it all at the same time.
No, I can agree with for sure. The cliffhangers can get annoying, but for me, it's mainly that I just kind of see it as, I mean, as far as reading is concerned, I definitely prefer to like just physically read a single issue, just because they're the shortest, so you get like the smallest eye of your spine, and so like you could just straight up see more of the pages. Like that alone is why I think it's the superior reading. And then collecting, just in my opinion, I know this definitely isn't the case, but in my eyes and just the way I look at it, is single issues like are comic books, and then trades and omnis and stuff like that are graphic novels, and they're a collection of comic books, where actual comic books are single issues. And I'm not saying that that's the end all say all, but that's just the way I look at it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Bro likes omnis.
Yeah, no. I think it kind of. I have very like I collect single issues, like old single issues for like the covers, 100%. Like, there's no way that I'm gonna try to read a 500 issue story in single issues.
Yeah, no, that's facts.
Like old Superman, old Batman. I collect the single issues for the covers, really. And if I want to go back and like look up something, in like an older issue. But like for newer, and then also new continuity stories, like stuff that comes out weekly, I'll pick up a single issue. I'm not going to wait a whole 2-3 months for a trade if I'm really into the story, But if it's like New 52, Rebirth, I'm going to pick up the trades, because there's no way I'm going to collect thousands and thousands
easily.
of issues.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have room. There's just not enough room for that.
No, that's definitely true.
I think trades are better for story arcs. Like you can get that story arc in 1-2 trades instead of collecting 30 single issues.
I totally see what you mean, but I guess what I kind of mean by like when I say it's the premier way is that not that it's necessarily the most ideal, but like with everyone's situation, it's not the most cost effective. But like Brandon, for example, if you could, like, because obviously you don't want, like you said, like if you were to want to collect like even just Batman Batman Rebirth or whatever, it's 70 some issues or something like that, right?
Oh yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, unbelievable amount of issues. Or you can just get 9 trades or 1 or 2 omnis or something like that. And I know a big factor of going for the trades, because this is for me as well, is that the single issues, especially at this point in time, they're not as accessible as the trade. You're not going to be able to find all 70 of those
more
as easy as you're going to be able to
buy 3 issues.
True. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But my main question is like unlimited room and unlimited money, would you prefer the single issues, or you know what I mean?
I think I would still prefer trades, but only because trades not only include the main story. If it's a certain story arc, it'll include the crossover stories from other characters. Whereas a single issue, I'm going to have to go and like find this single issue from this other character to get the context. you know?
No, yeah, no,
Whereas
I
this
see what you
story will
mean.
have it all in one.
But like, say, take just your collection, for example. I'm just curious. Like, yeah, take the money and the room
Mhm.
out of it and just reading it and collecting it. If you could have all of your collection in single issues, would you? Like, would you, you know what I mean? Take the money and
Space and money
the
out of
space
it.
out of it. Yeah, just pure reading and collecting purposes.
Honestly,
Probably. I would.
I no, probably not. I just enjoy like when it comes to collecting, I do enjoy single issues, but when it comes to reading, which I see myself as a collector, but I'm also like a avid comic reader, you know?
Hmm.
When it comes to reading, I love trades. I have a whole TBR pile and there's more. You see how many trades I still have to read. There's more
Oh
single
yeah,
issues than trades because I read so many trades.
yeah. No,
Uh,
that
but when
makes
it
most
comes to
sense.
collecting, I love covers. Like covers are my favorite
Hmm.
thing. So I will definitely collect a lot of single issues. Hands
Exactly.
down.
Yeah. No, that's, I mean, and yeah, don't get me wrong. I love me some trades. I love me some hardcovers. I love me, well, omnis are cool.
Yeah, they're
But
okay. I
but
only
my
really
thing
get
is
omnis
collecting them.
whenever
I'd love to collect them, but reading them sucks. Like you straight up
yeah.
lose stuff in the eye of the spine. You gotta be like stretching it out to see what's going on.
Pause. Shout out Elite's mom. Uh,
True. Made it to the
uh
pod.
to the pod. I omnis self-contained stories. Invincible, no main like continuity. I don't pick it up for Batman, Superman because there's so much content that isn't included in that Omni. So much
Yeah.
stuff that's not the
Hmm.
trade. If there's like Action Comics and Superman, two separate Omnis, but if you collect the two trades, you can read them back to back, and now you
Hmm.
know what's going on. But like Invincible, pick up all three Omnis because like you don't need. There's not a whole lot of interlocking stuff with it. Same with Paper
Right.
Girl,
Yeah.
Saga. Like it's just a self-contained story.
That's
Those are
totally
good for
fair.
like omnis and stuff.
That's totally fair.
At least for me personally.
Any form of whatever form it is, though, single issue, trade, omni, read comics. Everybody.
Yeah, comics rule.
Facts.
Yes, they're all
Yeah.
awesome.
All right. We've been talking about this a lot already, but the Titans plus John Kent should become the Justice League. 3, 2, 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
Make it happen, DC.
It needs to happen. I put John Kent there as well because technically he's not like a Titan, but he's aged up now and he is Superman. So I feel like, on the Titans roster right now, there's nobody that's really on that Superman like par, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
strength and like speed. Obviously,
Starfire
Like
is
Wally.
like their
but
heaviest hitter,
yeah,
but yeah, not Superman.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't move every single member over to the Justice League, but I would probably move a majority of them. I don't know. I just never really see Beast Boy on the Justice League. But I guess like
Oh, I do. I only because like he looks so much older now, and like he's getting like a beard going, and
that's
dude, he
true.
just
Yeah.
I could see him like if they don't replace Martian Manhunter, if they end up replacing the Justice League and they don't replace Martian Manhunter with Miss Martian, it's got to be Beast Boy. It's got to be.
That would be really
There's
dope.
somebody else with like that type of ability.
Yeah.
That is true. And his connection to the Red and everything. I haven't read the New
Exactly.
Titans, so I feel like you have a lot more
Dude.
context with his character.
Bro, the new Titans run is really good.
Yeah.
Really
I
good.
haven't read
Taylor.
issue 4
Of course
yet,
it's gonna
but
be good.
1 through 3
Dude.
was sick. I gotta read 4.
Nate, you're gonna like the way issue 4 ends.
Really? Okay, bet.
Yeah.
I'm hyped. I'm hyped.
There's a lot of Brother Blood stuff, right?
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
finished
there's
reading the Titans, the Rebirth Titans run, and that was that whole stuff with Mother Blood and all that. So
Yeah, dude, Garth, like Tempest, is a big part of this story, and I like it.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm glad they're
I
bringing
rock
him
with
back.
Tempest.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, that's hype. Hell yeah.
So.
You think of a last one?
No, I didn't. I was distracted. It's
Just
fine.
spew
I don't need a
something.
laugh.
All right,
Yeah, I like movies. 1,
Ooh.
2, 3.
man. Ooh,
Yeah.
I guess
I'm
so.
gonna have
I
to
guess
go-
so. Yeah, you
Yeah,
convinced me.
they're okay.
You convinced me. They're cool. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like them. They're cool. Hell yeah. All right, well then we're done with that. Let's move on to the final segment, poll list. each and every week we're gonna go through our
Wow.
most. What?
Nate just hijacked my segment. Hijacked my
Oh, I
my
guess it
whole
is
segment,
you.
Nate.
Fine.
Yeah.
All right,
You know what? Forget me. I'll
Brandon,
just mess with you.
finish it off. What are we doing right now?
Oh, I'm sorry. What were we on?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
No, we're on a pull list. So, every week
Yes.
we go to a comic store, we pick up our new comic books. This week, there's like 15 of them, 20 of them. My pull list is like $90. So,
Yeah.
let's get into our pull lists. You got Max too?
Nah.
Oh, dang. Speaking of Beast Boy, we got Tales of Titans number 4. We're going into Beast Boy's story. That's interesting. I was gonna say it kind of sucks that we didn't get Cyborg or Nightwing, but to be fair, they both have their own runs, so I guess we don't really need it.
It is very true.
Same with Wally.
Yeah.
Beard Boy.
Beard Boy. Bro's handsome. All right, number 2, we have The Brave and the Bold number 6, anthology series, pretty cool. Excited to see where this goes. And then my number 1 is the Gotham War. Red Hood number 2. Oh, that says Red Hood number 1, but
It
it's
does
Red
say
Hood number
1.
2. Yeah,
It is number 2. Yeah, no,
and
that's super
I'm hyped for it. Yeah, the first one was okay. Didn't seem too tied into the story, but I think with what's happening right now, this one's going to be a lot more in the Gotham War. So
I hope so.
Yeah.
Brandon.
Oh, and my variant of the I forgot we were doing variant of the week. I missed last week, so this is my first variant of the week. Flash number 2, Gabriel Dell'Otto. This is beautiful. I love all of his Batman variant cover, but this is probably the best variant cover I've seen that he's done.
No, this is one of some of his best work. It's insane.
That's like Alex Ross level.
Yeah, no, this is straight
Yeah.
peak. That's peak. For me at number 3, I got Captain America number 2. The first issue was fun, but this is mainly on here because it's JMS writing Spider-Man again. Spider-Man, Captain America team up, written by JMS, so I got to be hyped for it. Number 2, I got Spider-Man, Uncanny Spider-Man issue 2. Once again, first issue was a lot of fun. I'm a big Nightcrawler fan. I'm a big Spider-Man fan, so obviously this is hype. And at number 1, same as Brandon, we got Batman, Catwoman, Gotham War, Red Hood 2, not 1. But this is hype, and really hoping for a lot of advancements in the story. And my variant of the week, there was a lot of fire variants to pick from, but I ended up settling on, of course, David Nakayama, one of his color bleed variants. This is going to be a foil. He's doing this exact one for Dark X-Men number 3 with this black cover, or black background, and there's also one with an orange background. So,
Nate, why is that your favorite variant?
You know exactly why. Those boots are awesome.
Oh yeah, that's 2 of my favorite things.
Yes. Favorite book ever. That was my favorite comic of all time.
And then this week on my list at number 3, I got Wonder Woman issue number 2. I'm very excited to see where this story goes from here.
Insane A cover. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, facts.
Peak.
I'm king.
And then at my number 2 spot, I got Radiant Black issue 26. I'm so hyped that this is finally coming back. I've been waiting months for this to come back.
I gotta start this.
For the Catalyst War.
So good. Cool. So good.
I've only read the first volume, so I'm really behind.
I got it. I need to.
And then at my number 1, I got Green Arrow issue number 5. I have loved everything about this story so far, and this cover is amazing.
Yeah, no, I'm super hyped for this too.
And then I got the same variant as Brandon. I could not pass up on this variant. It is so cool.
Yeah, see, one of the big reasons why I didn't have this variant as my variant of the week is because we would have just had the exact same 3. So we got to get some sort of variety for you guys. But
sure, we know why, Nate. We know why,
bro. All right, like I don't get every single DNA cover.
It's because it's Wally.
Exactly.
It's not because of Madeline's priors.
Of course not. But as you can see, hella heat coming out. A lot of variants. A lot of dope books coming out this week. Make sure to hit the LCS, get all those new goodies. But that's gonna do it for this episode of the Hall of Nerds podcast. Thanks for.
Make sure. Oh.
Never mind. All right. That's gonna do it for this episode of the Hall of Nerds podcast.
Make sure you tune in again next week for episode 16.
Nerd on and nerd out. Sorry, I was even.